Good day, students. I'm back again to give to you today my final presentation for the day. This is computer literacy for April examination 2017. My name is Edo Triumph. I'm the tutor in charge of this course, computer literacy. This presentation is for who? This presentation, this one, is for students taking Diploma in Junior Primary Education, DJPE CL12. That is Computer Literacy 2 for Diploma in Junior Primary Education and Diploma in Secondary Education. Diploma in Secondary Education. Please go through your instructions when you get your examination booklet to be very sure that you are having the correct question paper. Don't just see computer literacy, then you start to answer. No. Computer literacy is taken by all students in year 1. And they are having different programs. So make sure that when you take your question paper, you are having the correct one. Before I forget, I welcome you to semester 2 for the DJPE program. Congratulations for passing computer literacy 1. Haven't passed computer literacy 1, then to pass computer literacy 2 is going to be as easy as eating kapana. There's no problem here. So I can see you are smiling because already you passed. You already passed before the examination. If you believe you can give yourself a smile, good. It's a prophecy. But it can only come true if you follow what I'm going to tell you now. As usual, in computer literacy, you are going to see, in computer literacy 2, you are going to see 5 questions. Very good question. Nice questions. Beautiful questions. How many marks? 100 marks. You must score a minimum of 50% in the examination. Then we can say, yes, you pass. It is more easier for you, those of you, to write computer literacy 2. Why? You have done, completed, and passed computer literacy 1. So you have the basic prerequisites, requirement, what it takes. You understand my language now. I'm talking about my computer language. You understand when I say hardware, software, this, you understand because you've passed through the foundation, the prerequisites. Okay, let's reflect a little bit. Let's give ourselves a kind of a reflection a little bit. What are we going to reflect on here? Let's reflect on the assignment you submitted in January. Was the assignment done by you? Did you do it yourself? Because you passed the assignment, that is why you are qualified to be here. Are you sure you did the assignment yourself? In that assignment, there was Microsoft Excel, right? Good. You did it yourself? Good. The Microsoft PowerPoint, you did it yourself? Good. If your answer to this question are genuinely rest, I repeat, if your answer to this question are genuinely yes, then just relax, you have no problem. The same thing I gave you in the assignment is the way I'm going to twist a little bit to come out with something new. So I'm going to examine you on the same thing you have done in the assignment just to see if actually it was done by you. But if that assignment was not done by you, there is a problem. But that problem can be solved. It's not too late. You have to go back and start studying, working on it. Otherwise, you're going to have problems in the exam. I don't pray for any of my students to face problems in the exams. I always pray for them to pass. which is my joy. But you have to follow the rules and regulations. Now, what are the areas you should focus on? You have to focus on the entire course outline. Everything, and I say everything, from Genesis to Revelation, from the beginning to the end of your course outline. The examination covers the entire modules. Nothing is left unturned. I know your study guide is very big. It's very voluminous, rather. It's very voluminous. So, Mr. Edo, I cannot read everything here. It has been with you for the past 8-10 months. You don't wait until now. But it's not too late. If you take it as from today, you will pass. Pay special attention to the following. Under internet and email, do you know or can you explain some of these concepts like search engines? Have you ever used the internet before? Can you remember some of the search engines you use? What are the advantages of using the internet? You can make research. What other advantages do you have while using the internet? Communication becomes easier while using the internet. Does the internet have some disadvantages? Can you discuss them? So I want you to study very well. If you open your study guide, not now, when you get home, to look at quite some of the advantages and disadvantages of the internet. Now, let's look at email. How do you send an email, or how can you send an email? Have you ever sent an email before? You have to practice that. You have to know how to send an email. How do you send an email? Which application do you use to send an email? How do you compose the email? Now, the email has so many components like subjects, CC, BCC. Don't tell me BCC is British Broadcasting Corporation. This is not communication class. This is computer literacy class. So I'm talking about email. Have you know, when you open an email, you see some of these concepts. Inbox. What is inbox all about? Outbox. Sent item. Drafts. Junks. Spam. Subjects. Email address. You must know and understand these various concepts. Have you ever sent an email and attached a document to it? Have you ever sent I asked you that question in the assignment. Almost all of you got it right. Almost all of you got it right. Talking about how to send an email with an attachment, almost all of you got it right. Meaning you know how to do it. But you have to study it more now. It is one thing to do it. It's another thing to write down the steps. How do you send an email? How do you send an email with an attachment? How does it look like when an email is received with an attachment? That I want you to also find out and read more. In your course outline for the Diploma in Junior Primary Computer Literacy 2, there is this section that is all about desktop publishing, where it has to do most of the time with graphics design there. You know, remember in the assignment, I gave you one question that you should design a certificate of excellence that can be awarded to a student, the best mathematics student. You remember that certificate? Some are saying yes. Can you remember that certificate I asked you to design? How did you design it? Did you design it yourself? If you are very sure that you design it yourself, then you will not have problem with this question on desktop publishing. How do you design? How did you add the font? How did you increase the size? How did you change the font? How did you format it? Can you still remember those things you did for me in the assignment? What are the various things we can do with desktop publishing? In desktop publishing, precisely, we use Microsoft Publisher, right? Yeah, precisely, we use Microsoft Publisher. Your study guide is written using Microsoft Publisher, but it doesn't mean that Microsoft Publisher is the only desktop publishing application software. No. But in accordance with your study guide, we are focused on Microsoft Publisher. So when you study, when you prepare for desktop publishing, please focus on Microsoft Publisher. Well, how do you design? That I'm going to test you or examine you also in this April examination. It's not April Fool, it's a real examination, my dear. Don't worry. The success, the joy at the end is always better than the pains in trying to get successful. By the time you finish now, you graduate, then you are now level 7. Wow, the big money begins to come in. You begin to drive Range Rover Sports. Then that time you don't even know Mr. Edo again. You see, that time you are going to drive BMW 5.8 series, latest. That time you are going to drive the latest car. Do you like that Range Rover Sport? Do you like it? You will get it when you finish your IOL program because you will have level 7. There you can buy the Range Rover Sport, the BMW. But for now, work now. The joy, the success will come later. I assured you that, nah? But remember me when you get to your kingdom, nah? Okay, let us continue with our presentation. For who? For the Diploma in Junior Primary Computer Literacy 2. In Computer Literacy 2, DJPE, there is this section that focuses on research, how to use computer to carry out a research. Do you notice that in your study guide, you are quite, if you have read it, there are different types of research activities that can assist a researcher if you want to make research. There are different types of research activities. What are they? Can you identify them and discuss them in details? That I want you to read in details also, to acquaint yourself with it, to familiarize yourself with it. Still on DJPE, Computer Literacy 2. You know, in education, we have what is called instructional materials. Instructional materials. Now, our instructional materials, some of them are visual, some of them are audio, some of them are audio-visual. Do you know any example of audio-visual material? What about visual materials or audio materials that can be used in teaching and learning process? You know, when you prepare your study, your lesson plan, which materials are they going to assist you in delivering the content in your lesson plan? What are your instructional materials? Now, can you identify some audio materials, some visual materials, some audio materials that are used in education to enhance teaching and learning process? They are all stated in your study guide. Honestly, I tell you nothing but the truth. If you read your study guide, you will not just pass. You will come out with an A. And I promise you, if you can have an A, I'm going to send you 500 airtime MTC. Airtime. If you can score an A, take my words. I don't joke. Do I look like a joker? Try. It's very easy. This last area I'm going to discuss with you, which is Microsoft Excel. It's a very important area. I'm going to examine you also when it comes to Computer Literacy 2, DJPE. Microsoft Excel. What are the advantages of using Microsoft Excel as a teacher? Can you identify columns and rows? I want to draw it again. Perhaps I'm speaking to different students now. In Microsoft Excel, it has a table. The table has what? Columns like this. I'm sure it's familiar, right? Those of you did the assignment yourself. Each time I talk about those of you did the assignment yourself. I know some of you give it out. That's why I continue saying that, okay? Now, these are columns. So how many columns do I have here? The columns are the one that carries the alphabet. How many columns do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you see? A, B, C, D, E, F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I give you and say, how many columns I'm here? Just count for me. Then you have your 1 mark. You might say, oh, just 1 mark. You don't know the importance of 1 mark until you get 49. When you get 49, then you know, oh, so 1 mark is very important. So don't joke with any question. You will know the importance of 1 mark when you score 49. You see, can you see? How many rows? These are the rows. These are the rows that we have. The rows already carry numeral numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Simple. Nah? Simple. Then, I'm going to test you on the use of formulas. I'm going to test you on the use of formulas. That one you cannot escape. I'm going to test you on the use of formula. Don't always forget that before you write a formula, there must be what? An equal sign. You must have the equal sign before you write your formula. If your formula seems to be right and your equal sign is not there, I will mark you wrong, my friend. Pay attention to the following function. The sum which is used, the sum which is used to add values together. Average, max, to look for the maximum value, then mean. Please pay attention on how to use this function. Sum, average, max, mean. Pay very good attention to them. Talking about internet and email. Do you know what is a web browser? A search engine? A home page? The difference between web page and a website? What is a home page? What is an internet service provider? Who are the internet service providers? And what services do they provide? Email and its etiquette. All these you must get yourself familiarized with. Equally, in your course outline is PowerPoint. What are the features of a PowerPoint? How do you prepare a PowerPoint presentation? The steps involved to prepare a PowerPoint presentation will be examined. Because I gave you an assignment about PowerPoint, you did marvelously okay. Now I want to see if actually you did it yourself. So how do you create a presentation like what I'm doing now? This is a presentation done using Microsoft PowerPoint. How do you prepare a presentation? Just like the one I gave to you in January assignment. In case you have a presentation and you need to add an image, you need to add a picture, what are the procedure? What do you click on? What next do you click on to have an image or a picture added to your presentation? These concepts, I want you to study very well to make your examination successful. In this presentation, I have a summary that you can go through that explains to you about Microsoft Excel, how to use Microsoft Excel, how to use formulas. The presentation, the summary I have done in this presentation is very simple. It is basic, step by step, that if you follow it, you will pass. I have written or have designed the presentation in such a way that as a distant student, when you go through the presentation, it will look as if I'm talking to you one by one. So I have chosen my verbs, my words carefully to appear real to you. But don't just dump it. Please go through every step stated in this presentation, if only you want to pass this April examination. What next? I wish you the best in the forthcoming examination. You have to start the preparation now. Whenever you come across problems while preparing for the examination, don't hesitate to call me, email me, call me, send me messages, then we can discuss. If you call me and I say I'm busy during the day, call me after work. Don't wait until 2 days, 24 hours before the examination. It might be too late. Start now. Then, at the end, when the result comes, you will be the first to SMS Mr. Edo. Hey, Mr. Edo, I passed my examination. Thank you. Okay? My number is on the screen. 081 480 4091. I wish you all the best and the rest of the day. See you after the examination. Love you all. Thank you.